All right, so something that may not be as apparent for the channel is I am a relatively big Tokusatsu nerd. More specifically, I'm interested in Kamen Rider. So, Kamen Rider Z is close to ending soon, and because of that, as is per tradition, we got the first look at the next mainline rider, and I have thoughts. Introducing Kamen Rider My-th, more so said as mice, but it's spelled Myth. Granted, there's a hyphen in between the Y and the T, but not myth, myth. Already, that annoys me greatly because I'm a mythology head as well. I like mythology. Why can't we just call him Kamen Rider Myth and not have it be cat versus mouse? Which, yes, that's the main thing going on, where it's cat versus mouse, but the main rider is a mouse, which typically doesn't usually happen in media. Typically, a for a main character role slash a main lead, red is the predominant color you want to use, for one, and two, you typically want to, if you're using an animal, typically you want it to be a leadership type animal, or an animal that takes charge. And what kind of animal takes charge? A lion. And what are lions? Just big old cats. But instead we're getting Tom and Jerry, the Kamen Rider show, instead. Um, Supposedly this is also Zodiac based, based on the gimmick item of this series. So I'll put up the two images I'm looking at right now. Well, at the very least, the main image, and then talk about the next one. So this first image is Kamen Rider My-th, Mao, and I forgot what the third writer was. Hang on. Uh, just do that. Yeah. So we have Kamen Rider My-th, Kamen Rider Mao, and Kamen Rider RID or Red. So Mao is the red one, and Red is the one in black. Uh, the one above Mao that looks much shorter. The one that looks brown, but that's just because of the lighting. So we have My-th, set as mice, Mao, which is basically Mao, and then Red, like riddle, I guess. I don't know, but design wise, I like Mao way more than I do My-th. I will give credit where credit is due, though. My-th is more circular and much more smoother, whereas Mao is much more, I don't want to say edgier, I want to say pointier. And that plays into a contrast a little bit. My-th is also blue, Mao is red. My-th is bright in his color scheme, Mao is more muted and darker. And that's a good contrast when you're doing rival characters. And I like that. Not only that, but following Zet's, My-th is wearing his belt on his waist. Or not on his waist, on his chest. But notably, he will wear that on his waist like a traditional rider. Not only that, but Mao and Rid will be wearing the belts the traditional way on the waist. So that's good at least. Uh, and all around this promo poster, it have the main gimmick item, which is an egg, which is very interesting. But it can have a variety of symbols on it that are meant to represent the Chinese zodiac. So that's very interesting to know. Um, so yeah, that's the first image, and then the second image that I'm going to show up here is a more neutral posing for all the writers and a closer look at them. So people have noted that Mao and Red both take on a pose similar to Kamen Rider Double and Kamen Rider Zero One, which, okay, I don't really give a shit about that, but if that's how they're going to reference past Rider seasons, that's kind of cool. But I would rather they have original stances instead, but whatever. So, getting a closer look at My-th, you can see that he does have whiskers on his faceplate, which is cool. He does have the traditional Kamen Rider bug eyes, but they don't look as buggy as other riders. And then he's got six different big loops around him. He's got the two loops on his head, the two loops near his shoulders, and then the two loops near or on his arms. And then not shown in the picture, but he does have, I think, two more loops on near the legs as well. Um, his outfit is very much Zets inspired. but it is a different slash new take on the outfit in general. So, yeah. The belt is fine in of itself, and you can see the egg cracked open to reveal some kind of metal inside, which is probably going to be just the thing that's holding the thing together. So the egg item in of itself is the gimmick item for this series or this season. I don't know what the design motif is for his on the top of his helmet above his eyes. That little yellow thing, especially with the circle. I don't know what that's supposed to represent, but that's okay. And that's kind of everywhere on the suit, at the very least near his upper arms. So next to him is Kamen Rider My-th. I really enjoy this design. I'm not a fan of the belt buckle personally, or just the belt in general. I think it's too stupid, but it does look very flat, which I very much appreciate. I always prefer flat, believable drivers that you can put in your pocket rather than basically like the gamer driver from Xaid, where it's, I'm gonna pull this out from my pocket dimension because I have that. Like, how am I supposed to believe that you're able to pull that out of your ass? You know? But it looks dumb as hell. I have no idea what the force switches could be even used for. Like, they could just be used to open the egg, but I don't know. And then you have that little lever as well, which is probably how you actually open it. So, there's that. Sharp, rugged, he's got his whiskers that are more outside than on the inside. Overall, solid design, really like it. And then we have Kamen Rider Red, which is basically Mao, but black, yellow, and gray. I think he looks different, but yeah, his ears are different. His ears are more cat-like as opposed to the sharp edges from Mao. So their designs are slightly different, but they're basically the same. So this leads me to believe that we're going to get writers that have similar design principles, but are just different enough that they're a recolor with a minor retooling as well. I think I like Red's design a little more than My-th's design, personally. And, most notably, his belt buckle is also different. So we have three different belt buckles as a whole this season. Either that or it's an upgraded slash a Mach 2 slash Mark 2 of My-th's current belt. So that's interesting to know. He's got a red thing that looks like the hazard trigger from Build on the belt as well. So I have no idea what that could entail. But yeah. So far, the only information that I'm aware of is the three main writers and something to do with zodiacs. And it could be a passing of the torch kind of thing because in the small teaser trailer they showed, we saw the times getting more advanced and time marching onward, as well as seeing a passing of the torch kind of deal. So, my main question though is going to be this: is this going to be another Reiwa show where it's Family Matters ordeal business? Where My-th, the passing of the torch is it's passed down as a family lineage? Is that what we're going on with? Because I can definitely buy that. But what kind of issues are we going to have? Are we going to have daddy issues, mommy issues, brother sister issues? Who knows? Because a past theme or a theme I've noticed in Reiwa lately, at least for Kamen Rider, is each show has some form of familial tie to it, slash some form of familial issue, where it's either because of the parent that, brought this on, or the main character's end goal is to find the parent or something to deal with the parent slash family member. So, anyway, what do you think about Kamen Rider My-th? What are your thoughts on the designs for everyone? Are you going to be watching the show? I know I am. I'm still going to be keeping up to date with Zets because I actually like Zets. So, yeah. But that's all for me. I've been Ryuu Kishi, and until next time, I will see you later. Don't expect me to cover Kamen Rider My-th either on a episode to episode basis. I'm not gonna do that really. Like I could, but I'm not interested. I might cover episode one and that be it, but I might not. Who knows? But anyway, catch you on the flip side.